To be honest, I didn't know how to do this one because my God, this one I was thinking like, okay, I should do Bakuman, talk about Bakuman. And then I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? Basically, it was between this and Bakuman. I'm like, these like two mangas you could just like think back to and remember like everything before basically and hold like significant for you. And the later being basically still miffed a bit about the anime. I'll get to that later. Yeah, I was just decided, just go Soul Eater. So here you are, Soul Eater, and let me say this right off the bat. I cannot stand the anime for Soul Eater because, yeah, and this is just an ongoing thing. Probably a future retrospective of my stance of like anime versus manga and manga after like anime adaptations based on mangas and whatnot. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of what happened with in regards to the Soul Eater anime, which is why I'm covering the manga. So here we are with let's talk manga Soul Eater, and the gist of it is like okay, there's this academy where their students go to, and they with their partners, which is like basically their weapons, and the main goal was to collect 100 like 99 souls plus a witch's soul to become a weapon of death. That was like the main premise of Soul Eater, for them to for each Meister to have like their weapon be able to become like Death's weapon because only one was in existence at the time, and it gets explained later like what happened afterwards, but it was only one, and this is it's played into the anime a lot, but in the manga it became like a central plot point, and and we're introduced to Maka and Soul, one of our three protagonists, because there are like three protagonists Soul Eater. Maka and Soul, which opens up with them basically on their 99 soul, and all I need was a witch's soul. And if you've seen the first episode of the anime or manga, well, first chapter of the manga, you know exactly what happens there. They screw up epically, don't get that soul, and then we get the second chapter. We get introduced to Black Star and Tsubaki, and you same thing happened with them, but his Black Star's chapter ended up becoming a recurring theme throughout the manga, and it helped influence his character. And then the third chapter we got to introduce to Death the Kid and his partners Liz and Patty. And again, basically the first three chapters were to get you caught up with the characters and basically their personality. And the thing with Soul Eater is that even with which I like about Soul Eater the most, and I wish a lot of mangas follow, is that even the side characters, they get their own time to shine, their own character development. Because during like the second arc, the witches arc, it gets revealed like one of their friends is a witch, and basically she has her own her struggles with that. And then there's the other side character who likes her and doesn't care that she's a witch, and it was just, let me just say, Ox is my dude, okay? Ox is my guy. He's like my favorite side character from Soul Eater because of just how he is, how devoted he was to the cause, like and whatnot, and his serious ass partner compared to him, like. And then we get Keelik. Oh my god, Keelik. Keelik is my other favorite side character. With his two little girls, his thing were like gauntlets, and axes was a lance and thunder, and it was like I said, they gave them their time to shine. Like even later, when they all grouped up, and that's something I find refreshing. Like Bleach sort of did it. Naruto didn't even touch on me or their side characters, but Soul Eater, it was that perfect blend, between the main characters and the side characters. And as far as story goes, I'm not gonna try to spoil too much. Basically, like if you're familiar with anime, the basically stay the same, but some things were got like really really fleshed out. Like the story of getting becoming a death scythe. That the ongoing feud between the Meisters and the witches. That was another plot point. Krona in general. Krona was brought up a lot. Medusa. Medusa does something that's Xehanort worthy if you're interested into if you're into Kingdom Hearts, you know exactly what I mean. Or if you're into Naruto, he does something Orochimaru related too. So, um, just it's just so much that went on that I'm still kind of miffed that the anime didn't at least try to reboot it, because Full Metal Alchemist started the whole I'm gonna do anime based on my manga thing. They redid that because of how Full Metal Alchemist the manga finally ended, and they finally did that only to do it wrong, and still some key information was missing. I'm like, and again, this goes on to my whole anime versus manga thing. I'm not gonna talk about too much here. And here it was just it was so many arcs that could have been animated well, and so many fights and so much character because the character development solely was just on point from Maka's with her relationship with Soul. Black Star, my God! If anyone's read the manga, you know how Black Star develops as a character by the end of it. It's just amazing. Okay, like he starts off as this. I'm gonna be the guy who's suppressed death. He's basically like part one Naruto, but no one believes in him. Like, yeah, right, Black Star. And no one who believes in him is Tsubaki. And by the time you reach like the climax of the series, you see how much Black Star's grown from how he was in the beginning, especially later when his interactions with Kid, because it especially showed there when because they end up fighting again. They fight like multiple times, but in their like near last confrontation, not spoiling them that much, but it really showed on him. And speaking of Kid, he got his character development too, especially towards the end, and again he had his own arc too, and it was, oh my God. And then, like I said, the side characters, they had their own character development, especially Ken and Ox. Don't want to spoil too much there, but some development happened there. And then we also, and this is another thing. I know I'm getting off point, but yeah, they at the time when they reached their last arc, they Solier basically told us like, yeah, if you haven't been reading Soul or Not, which is the prequel manga, you should probably do it, because everybody kept thinking like, oh, Soul Eater Not that's a spinoff, and I kept telling them like, no, Soul Eater Not is a prequel. It's a legit prequel manga. I'm like, you can't just write off as a spinoff because the people actually showed up. I'm not gonna spoil who showed up, but yeah, two people from Sully or Not showed up toward the end of the manga. So yeah, And also, I know other side characters I missed. Stein, Professor Stein, Spirit, Maka's dad. Their relation, my God, that was another relationship that ended up getting further developed in the manga. Especially when it reached like a very, very high tension point. Um, Also, the other Reapers they call it. I'm not gonna say too much about them, but yeah, plot twists. I guess it was a very very weird swerve. I will say that much. Atmosphere is like really really is what you expect. Like Soul Eater had its light moments and it had dark moments, and then later, like in the during the climax, it hit especially dark. Okay, but for like it basically like finds its middle ground of between light and dark. Like they could be playing a game of basketball, just make it fun, preparing for a test or whatnot, and just act like kids instead of just being all serious all the time. And I found that fresh, like just like how it is in Hero Academa. And I'm just glad to see like something like that, like to just see them just hang loose, and that's all I can say about Sully. I don't want to gush on it too much. Like I can sing Maga's praises for like God knows how long, but I'm not gonna do it because that's not me. I'm not. I'm. What are you waiting for? Just go read it. Really, it's done. Go read it, please. Like you won't regret it. Like I rarely say that. Like you have nothing to lose reading the Soul Eater manga, which again had a lot of things the anime took off. Well, it didn't take from. Could have took from, but decided not to. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. Thank you guys for watching. What do you think about Soul Eater? Do you like the anime? Do you like the manga? If you have read the manga, like how do you think about Soul Eater now? Because that's still ongoing. I don't think that's finished yet. And I think there's this. This is the thing that's confused me. See, not too long ago, I found out like that it was a similar manga style, like art style to Soul Eater, and it's about firefighters though. And I'm like, is this about the same person who do Soul Eater? Cause I'm like, this girl obviously looks like Maka, and this dude obviously looks like Soul. So I'm not too sure about that, but like if you know the answer to that, just feel free to to message me on social media or write in the comments. And that's all for this episode, guys. Keep it classy. I'll see you tomorrow for Zero Retrospective. They really gone ducked up with this one. They really did. I do like Counter Identity though. I will give the anime that. Well, when they re-aired it, Counter Identity and Paper Moon. I'll give the anime those two. Those are the only two they get.